What's up, guys? This is Squishy Joshi, and welcome back to Brand Patrol. This is going to be episode 2, and we have Lawrence over here.
G'day everyone.
Alright, so we're going to talk about the rebranding of University of Western Sydney. Now, Lawrence has been a long-time student of the University of Western Sydney, but they have recently, in the past, how many years?
I'd say over the last 2 years.
Yeah, they've recently decided to rebrand to Western Sydney University. But before we kick the discussion off, how about we introduce Lawrence a little bit further? Why don't you tell the audience a bit about what you studied and what did you graduate with and from which uni?
G'day everyone, I'm Lawrence. I'm here today with Josh for Brand Patrol. And I graduated with my bachelor's degree from the University of Western Sydney. A very proud graduate at that. And I'm less proud to say that I got my postgraduate degree from Western Sydney University. My undergraduate degree is actually a Bachelor of Business and Commerce with a major in marketing. And I'll be here to share my opinions on the marketing side of things for Brand Patrol.
Awesome. So both of us actually think that this new rebrand is actually a little bit too extreme. So Lawrence, how about you share your opinion on this and we'll take it from there.
So UWS changed its brand to the Western Sydney of University. I'll explain why I'm not calling it WSU later on in this clip. But for now, Western Sydney University has the following changes. They went from the colours blue to red, their logo of the bird to a shield with a W on it, and of course they changed from the University of Western Sydney to Western Sydney University. So as I go through these points, I'm going to have a look at this FAQ that's on the Western Sydney University website discussing the brand change, which was uploaded at the time that the university was undergoing this brand change. So one of the points I'd like to look at is the colour. Why did you choose red? The use of a deep red as the primary colour represents the university's brand values, including boldness, determination and confidence, and a connection to the land. That's a valid point. Red is a strong colour, but the move from blue to red had other implications. For example, anyone that attended the university or even walked through the university prior to 2015 would notice that everything in the university was actually blue. So that means to differentiate themselves from the old brand, they had to change everything that was painted blue to now red. And specifically the crimson red, because anyone that is involved in the marketing or the graphic design side of the University of Western Sydney University will know that they're very pedantic about which red they're using, and in particular the crimson red.
Why don't we talk about that crimson red actually? I noticed that a bunch of their different designs didn't all use the same consistent shade of red. I'm not sure why they decided to pick the crimson red, but on the design side of things, red has not been a good colour for rendering. Sometimes when you're saving a graphic with strong colours like red, the format and the resolution are very important, otherwise it will go all pixelated and it will just look very ugly.
So let's go through this FAQ a bit more. Why Western Sydney University? They could have just left it with the University of Western Sydney, but they went to Western Sydney University. University is a proud part of Western Sydney. This is me reading off the FAQ. University is a proud part of Western Sydney. We embrace our role in leading and contributing to the development and success of Western Sydney. The resequencing of our name reflects this commitment to the region by putting Western Sydney first. I feel that's a fantastic metaphor. I'm all for putting Western Sydney first in the metaphorical sense, but there's implications to changing your name to have from University of Western Sydney to the Western Sydney University. So for example, this is one of my biggest issues with this rebrand. University of Western Sydney, for short, was UWS. Looking at Western Sydney University, you might have remembered that I mentioned we are not calling it WSU. There's a reason for that in the FAQ, so let's go down here. Are we calling ourselves WSU? The formal name is Western Sydney University, and it's pretty much saying they're not going to call themselves WSU. They're trying to generate the social terms of Western Sydney U or Western. I don't know about you, but when you're competing with other universities such as UTS, UNSW, UOW, calling yourself something that's not a short acronym kind of doesn't quite work. You're a university. Universities worldwide all use an acronym. Maybe you're trying to use this to differentiate yourself, but I feel that from a consumer perspective, you're better off just going with an acronym. You're more easily identifiable as a university. That many people were discussing how the new logo was similar to other logos that they had to mention it in this FAQ. So if we go over here, is the university copying Harvard University? So anyone that knows Harvard University's logo, it's a shield. And they also mention Washington State University, which is also a shield. And there's another university, which is Wisconsin University, which is also a shield with a W on their logo. So I feel that the new logo for Western Sydney University, that is the shield with the W on it, is kind of like a hybrid of several other universities. While Western Sydney University claims that their current logo is original, I feel it's not quite as original as it could have been. It's definitely not as original as the logo for the University of Western Sydney.
You know what, Lawrence, talking about that specifically, I feel like there's a lot of logos for companies, especially in Australia, that already use a bold W in their logo. So not only is this logo similar to other universities, it is also similar to businesses like Woolworths, Big W, Walmart, you name it.